All right. So first off, let me start by saying that I like to be on Quora. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Quora. And one of these questions popped up. These answers are not of my own, but I will piggyback on them as I agree with pretty much all, if not all of them, because I don't remember all the answers off top. I got it right here. And I want to just add to them. At the very least, be able to share them with you. All right. So 11 things I wish I would have known sooner. And if I can't finish, I'll come back for part two. But number one, other people's emotions are not your responsibility. If you are worried someone is upset with you, it's their responsibility to tell you when they are ready. It's not your responsibility to guess or worry. I think I made a short on this one. I'm not too sure about that. But that's the thing. We can't be walking around on eggshells. Obviously, don't be disrespectful. Obviously, don't be rude. But people get offended by every fucking thing. They could be offended because you didn't speak first. You know what I'm saying? They could be offended because you didn't compliment them on whatever. Like, not understand that you may be going through things. Maybe you just missed something. Whatever it is, you're not responsible for how other people feel. You are responsible for how you treat others, and that's it. Everybody has to be an adult. If you're an adult, you got to be an adult and speak up and talk about what's wrong with you. Everybody's not mind readers. This world isn't full of mind readers. All right, you can't expect for people to just read what's on your mind because you're feeling emotional and offended. All right. Number two, before you argue with someone, ask yourself, is that person even mentally mature enough to grasp the different perspectives? Because if not, there's absolutely no point, and that is absolutely fact. That's the thing. Would you believe me if I told you there are grown ass people who see disagreements, different perspectives as a means to argue? That's what you call lack of emotional intelligence. Do not get caught up in that. And by the way, there's going to be some on the list that kind of ties to that, so I don't want to go too much into detail. Um, but yeah, if they're not the type of person who can see it from another person's perspective and just accept that, maybe even learn something, literally nothing to talk about. Let them have it. All right, go on, because these people live in bubbles. They live in vacuums, and it always seemed to be the people who are least progressive, not from a liberal standpoint, but just within their own lives. They like nothing's ever new. Nothing ever seems to change for them for the better. Number three, a healthy mind doesn't speak ill of others. When I was at my worst, it was a lot more common to speak down on people. In fact, I see that a lot. A lot of people who are unhappy with their lives, I guess they get a form of distraction or stimuli from talking down on people. One of the weirdest things that social media has shown me is that people will speak down on people who are doing much better than them. That is just the weirdest thing. Like, I remember there was some internet beef between somebody and Rihanna, and this regular everyday person put up a screenshot of Rihanna's net worth and this other person. Rihanna's net worth was whatever it was. It was massive. It was larger. And this other person was like 3 million, 6 million. And I'm like, lady, person who uploaded this, do you have $6 million? If you getting caught up in shit like that, chances are you did not. You don't. I take $6 million gladly. Let my net worth be $6 million. Like, you gonna clown somebody because this one person is worth a lot more financially. Like, what is this what you do? I don't know. It feels good to finally actually talk about that because that's been sitting with me for a long time. Like, the audacity of everyday people who probably work shitty jobs they don't like or don't have a job at all. And damn sure not even a millionaire, probably not even 100,000 there. You're gonna try to talk down on millionaires, let alone get involved in their business. Like, calm down. All right, but yeah, when you're on the up and up and you're doing well, you don't even have time to speak down on people. You want good vibes. You want good things coming, so you put good things out. Number 4, don't stay in a toxic cycle just because it's familiar. First thing that comes to mind, unhealthy relationships, which is a tough thing to break out of. Uh, just spoken from experience, but there are times where you have to leave things behind, and if it's a toxic cycle, that's it, because life is extremely short and you don't want to look back on all the time wasted, which we all do. But the sooner you can get out, the better. And other toxic things, you know, uh, constantly drinking yourself into a coma or whatever it may be. You constantly spending your paycheck up or constantly chasing around somebody who doesn't see your worth, whatever it is. Cut that habit off, have a void, it make you feel a little empty, fill that void with something better, something healthier. Number 5, be mature enough to understand that you have some toxic traits too. It's not always the other person. Yes. The more problems you correct, the less blame you have to take for the situation that you're in, because you'd be in less toxic situations. In theory, doesn't happen automatically, but also it's giving you an invitation to leave, to separate yourself from toxic people. All right. So if you're getting drunk all the time and you hang around other drunk people who may don't know how to control it as well as you, but you hang around them and shit like that. Well, if you stop drinking all the time, you're probably not gonna want to hang around other people who drink all the time, and you'll just leave them to whatever they do. All right. So I don't have problems with people in my life who do drugs 'cause I don't hang around people who do drugs. I don't hang around people who are always drunk. I don't hang around toxicity. I don't do things like that. I don't indulge in that in my own personal life. I have no reason to associate myself with any of that. You know what I mean? And still, I don't have time to really point out other people's problems because I'm too busy trying to fix mine. There are still aspects about myself that need to be fixed. And if I had no problems, if I had no toxicity about me, then I especially wouldn't be concerning myself with people who are, I don't know, toxic, because I'll be too busy immersing myself in higher quality activities or just more positive stuff. I'll be more involved with that because there's just so much to do. There's so much positive things to add to my life. There's so many positive things to engage in. All right. Number 6, observe everything with logic. If words can control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and let things go. So that was related to what I was talking about. Number 2, before you argue with someone, see if they're even able to grasp a different perspective. Um, a lot of these are about arguing, but anyway, um, yeah. So you want to be able to have control over your body. It's your body. It's, if you can anger a person, it's very easy to control them. Seeing as you probably wouldn't want to be angry by somebody else's hands, then it would make a lot of logical sense to strengthen your emotional intelligence, to see the potential warning signs, to work on your triggers, to not take everything so personally, to not have to defend everything. to say what you probably were already going to say, but in a calm manner. That's one thing I'm learning to do. Say exactly what it is I need to say and say it calmly. I don't need to use my words as a weapon because how I want things to be, there ain't going to be much of an argument. I'm going to say what needs to be said. And if the conversation isn't going the way that I want it to go, then I'm just going to separate myself. I'm going to remove myself. I ain't got to mince words. I ain't got to talk shit. I ain't even on that. The old me, yeah. That I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't like to harbor anger inside of me. It does not feel good. I don't like getting my heart rate up and my blood boiling and even getting to the point where we like about to fight over disagreements. That's not it for me. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. And number 7, which is kind of related. When arguing, stop raising your voice. That's what I was just saying. And try improving your argument. The loudest people are the loudest, not the smartest. You know, It's- this is why arguments are just senseless. It's a waste of time, is because you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Telling each other how, I'm not talking about debating or anything like that, but just telling each other how wrong and stupid the other person is. Like that's going to change their mind. Like, what's the positive outcome from that? You stupid as shit, bro. Come on now. You really believe you fucking dumb. No, it's this way. No, how you fuck you gonna call me stupid? You fucking stupid. I'll beat your ass. Beat my ass then. Just turn into fights and shit. People getting offended left and right. Like you shouldn't even get to that fucking point. Find something greater to argue about if you're gonna argue. If you mean to tell me that an argument is gonna turn into a fight, then the argument better be over something serious. You know, something that probably should turn into a fight. But yeah, all about keeping you cool best way you can. Still working on perfecting that. It helps to stay to yourself. That's for damn true. Number 8. This one. Forgive people, but also learn a lesson. Don't hate them, but never get close enough for them to hurt you again. Don't let your forgiveness become foolishness. See, this one, I don't know. I only practice forgiveness for people who are truly sorry. I don't forgive people who aren't sorry, who don't apologize. I don't do that. People say you should do that. I don't. I just don't hold a grudge. Everything else I do. Like I won't harbor that hate inside of me and I won't get close to them. I just keep my distance. Best case scenario for me. But that's how I play it. No, I'm not gonna give somebody the satisfaction of forgiving them. Oh, you're doing it for you. No, the fuck you're not. The things I be doing for myself is just separating myself. That's it. Ain't like I'm gonna be just boiling in anger because I didn't forgive somebody. Fuck them. That's how I carry it. And then I get indifferent and I don't think about them and I don't hang out with them. I don't talk to them. I don't associate with them. I don't do things for them. There you go. That's the runner up to forgiveness. That's what you get. All right. Um, Number 9, maintain a certain sense of distance no matter how close you and someone is. Know your limits. It's good to know when to stop. Seems like two different things, but I always keep my distance. Um Never I'm not That's the thing cuz I got a lot of close folks, but I never really feel this closeness. I like having my voice in my head. I don't like having a bunch of voices penetrating my mind. I seem to work better on my own. A lot of activities that I engage in is better when I'm by myself. You know, when I'm reading, when I'm writing, when I'm meditating, when I'm creating videos, I like to do all these things by myself. Other things as well. All right. And I find time to get around people when it's time to do things that involve other people, to play games and bowl and golf and whatever, birthday parties or whatever. But there are things that I do s- solely alone, just by myself, and that's how it should be. So I keep my distance. I don't wear out my welcomes. I never use my favors. I got a lot of favors I can collect on right now, and I just don't even use them. But maybe someday. Maybe someday. All right, what was that? The second part, know your limits. It's good to know when to stop, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Yeah, for real. So it's kind of like a bonus. It's kind of like 12 instead of 11 because this is a good one too. To know your limits. All right. And a lot of guys, I mean, there's a lot that can be said with that statement, but a lot of us guys, we overdo it with women. They show choosing signs, and now we just want to up the level of intensity when it's like, ease up a little bit, bro. You just started talking. Don't overwhelm her. Don't creep her out now. Ease up. Stay cool. Be cool, man. Don't ruin a good thing. And great things take some time to cultivate, you know? Don't push it over the top. Easy, you know? So in any event, you just got to know when to take a step back, take a step forward, pause it, revisit, never overdo it. Know your limits. 10. Your attitudes are your unique gift, which you are not obliged to explain to anyone. Keep your things private. Not everyone is that deserving. Facts. That one, unless I'm missing something, it's kind of like all over the place. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to show your essence to everybody. I believe in showing your essence when it needs to be shown, but you don't have to shove it down everybody's throat or feel like you got to prove something to everybody, prove you're the cool guy. Just do you. Do whatever it feels right at that present moment. Carry yourself the way you would want to carry yourself in that present moment and just go with it. Um yeah, and do your work in private, and when you got something to show, then you bring it out. Simple as that, because there are, I mean, for many reasons, but there are a lot of haters, a lot of people who don't care, a lot of people who meet your passion with indifference and apathy, and a lot of people want to see you would want to see you fail because they hate their lives. Comparison is the thief of joy, and they don't have joy, and they want to try to take yours. Um, it is what it is. Uh, Number 11, and finally, it's not you versus other people. Your Yeah, it's not. See, it's just a lot of things. It's not even 11 at this point. But it's not you versus other people. Let me just say that. It's you versus who you were, en route to who you could be, who you want to be. So that's the battle. And again, comparison is the thief of joy. So you leave everybody else out of it and take pleasure in bettering yourself. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see what they were saying. They put your completion, but they meant your competition. Your competition is your procrastination. I love that one. Your competition is your procrastination, your ego, the knowledge you neglect, your negative behavior. Compete against that. It's you versus you. Facts. Imagine where we would be if those times we procrastinated, we actually took action on the things we know we should have been taking action on. Imagine. And that's a little homework for you, for us. If you write in your journal long enough, you know what needs to be done. And so figure out what needs to be done. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Okay. I hooked up a webcam. I didn't know if this was coming from the webcam or the one on the computer, on the laptop. But anyway, against your ego, because the ego can blind you, the ego can weaken you. That's what they mean when they say pride is the devil. Doesn't mean you shouldn't, that you can't take pride in certain things. But pride, when you're trying to constantly defend yourself or you're trying to mask the pain you may be going through by way of getting angry and trying to hurt people and show how much of a tough guy you are, as this way of distracting and deflecting from the reality of it all, which is that you're a very hurt person, a hurt, fragile, insecure person. Defeat that. Defeat that ego. Defeat the procrastination. Open yourself up to the knowledge. Those three things in unison will allow for you to make a great transformation, will allow for you to make a great level of progress, of growth. And here are 11 plus things I wish I would have known sooner. So, um, this is a this is great. I was going to try to make a video for each one, but I think that this was great. So thank you.